What's up, y'all?
Long time no see. How y'all living? So we just got back from watching 28 years later. I mean, I put months. Years later, which they should have made months first and then went to years. But 28 years later, and you know, we got some stuff to say, man.
Okay, first, how would you rate the movie out of 10?
I'm gonna say 6. 6.5. I'll say 6.5. And I'll explain why. Because it's probably the best 6.5 ever, though. Like,
yeah.
Because the second act was not amazing, but really good.
Very good. Like, you talking about camera angles, suspense. It just set the mood. Like, even the audio, the camera work, everything.
Yeah.
Like, the characters were good. It just set the tone, like, this is wild. This is crazy. Like,
it
was very eerie.
And the music, everything.
Yes. Like,
the visuals. They should win an award for visuals.
No, yeah.
Like it was just everything. It yelled 28 days. Like, if you know the actual movie, you're going to know. You're going to see, like, dang, they made this, like, the 28 years later. Like, the 28, when they run from the zombies, it has certain shots. When they're shooting the zombies, it does, like, a snapshot of when they get hit and then it falls. Like, it looked like a game, but it's sweet. Like, and that jump had me on the edge of my seat.
We was
for
watching
a good hour of the movie. I'm like,
yeah, we was watching a movie like I was just eating what was I eating? A little Sour Patch watermelon. I was just like, because it was just so.
I was drinking my drink like.
It was just so like interesting, and also the movie cuts in immediately. Like
first 10 minutes, they get into it.
First 10 minutes, they into it. They into it, and there's also like clips of the movie where like. There's like flashbacks, and then it will like, then there's like moments where you have to pay attention, and there's moments to where there's moments where like it will foreshadow, and then it will be like a different perspective. Like it's just, it was done very well because we've seen movies where it was done poorly, and you're just confused like what is happening. Like there are scenes where it's not a spoiler. There's scenes where the boy, Spike, which is basically the main character, where he will be like, I don't know, like just dreaming, and then it'll cut to like.
That's not a spoiler?
Yeah, that's why I said it's not a spoiler.
It's not? That was in the trailers?
I mean.
That's what a spoiler is.
I mean, it's not really saying anything, but like it will just cut to him like, oh, real life, and then what's going on like in his mind or whatever. So just moments like that. But yeah, I'll also rate it a 6. Like, it's so weird rating it because I'm gonna be honest with you, like with us personally, yeah, the first act of the movie, like the first maybe like 40 minutes.
The first hour of the movie was an 8.5 out of 10. Like it was a B+. Like that jump had me. I wasn't dozing off, nothing. Like I was excited. I rated it a B+. Because it could have had a little bit more action, but it was still good. The suspense was an A+.
It's suspense. Oh my gosh! You mean like
when they were in the woods and they like saw something and he was like, Dad, what's that? He was like, run, son, run. And that was wild.
And you talk about
run.
Man, you talk about characters like
good character development too.
Very good character development, especially with Spike.
Dad,
like
Dad,
the dad, the mom, and
Spiky,
and other characters in the movie. But like, man, so much that and he's 12 in the movie. So much that this little boy has gone through in
like 2 or 3 days.
2 days is insane. Like, I would break. Like, it's no way.
Because you're not a little boy. So no.
Like, I mean, man, oh my goodness. But no, the movie was good. To me personally, the movie was done very well up until the last 10 minutes of the movie. I have never been so disappointed ever in a movie in my entire life. Because we can get into spoilers later, I don't know, but it was just so disappointing. Like I said, the first act of the movie, like it was just suspense,
180,
eerie,
straight 180.
Like it was just on the edge, like to a point where it was just cringe. Like, oh my goodness, what's going on? The audio was done very well. The blood, the gore, like I said, the character development, like just putting yourself into the perception of
everything.
And then the second act, like it started to become like, you know, sad and depressing, which makes sense.
The second act was still.
Maybe I'm confusing what's it. But look, I'm sorry. The beginning. The middle of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
After that, it's like the writers and the producers, everybody. Is this what studio made this? Whatever studio made it was, I don't want to say Warner Bros, but basically whatever studio made this movie, everybody in that studio was just like, forget it. We're done. It's like everybody just went on strike or something. Everybody just walked out the office or whatever. It's like, yeah, we're done with this movie. Because at the end, it was just poor. Like, it was just lackluster. There was so many, like, holes that was probably will never be. Sony Pictures. Yeah, like, it was just so many stuff in the movie where at the end where it was just like, okay, what does this mean? What is this? Like, why is this person this? What is it? Like, it wasn't like a questionable ending to a point where it was good. It was just sloppy.
It was like,
it was just sloppy.
Snap.
It's not
I don't know what that meant. That meant this. That means they might be making another one now.
It wasn't like Prometheus, where Prometheus had like stuff where it wasn't specifically answered and there's like questions at the end, like kept Kinda you like guessing us, right? In a good way. Yeah, basically like us. Like, it kept you guessing in a good way. Like, okay, what does this mean? Like, it keeps the audience engaged. Like, oh, what is this? Here, it was just like, forget it. So
they literally had to. I promise you, I think they did reshoots or something. Man, like something happened where they had a perfect script. In the last 15 to 20, it went from perfect to like, just what is going on? Then it went to like. They just said, I don't care. I don't care no more. Let's just end the movie on something.
They literally was like, all right, let's just end the movie. Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Let's all go home. Like, it's just so disappointing because, you know, when you really love movies, like, you really enjoy movies because movies.
The ending is the main.
That's like the climax in a way. Like, okay, we're getting there. And this movie was literally the build up. Like, oh, we're getting there. And it was just.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine you going up a roller coaster, like, oh, we're going there, and it's just.
No, imagine you going up a roller coaster. Oh snap! This jump about to go crazy. Mm-hmm. Jump go 30 miles per hour when it goes down.
No, for real, that's literally how it was. You think it's about to go
crazy, like, but that jump.
Oh my goodness! And then
we can get into
spoilers. Like,
let me just say off rip. You'll know when you see it. I know this is random. We'll get into the beginning and how it started, but the first spoiler, and I'll say this is what ruined the movie. They went away from the dad too early. They should have brought the dad back in the picture. Jamie, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Mm-hmm. Is that his name? Taylor Johnson?
Aaron Taylor Johnson, yeah. He's a dad.
They went away from him. So we'll get into the beginning, but let me just say this. Basically, the son got mad at the dad for the reasons we'll talk about. But the son got mad at the dad. Spike got mad at Jamie. He hit him. They got in an argument. He left. He left the village. After that, you didn't see the dad the whole rest of the movie.
That was it. You didn't see
I'm talking about you didn't even see him saying, like, I gotta find him, I gotta this. Until the last 2 minutes of the movie. They literally went from, he just left the village. You know how sometimes somebody leave something in a scene, and they go back to the person like, Where's Spike?
Yeah,
we gotta go find him. They didn't show nothing.
They didn't show nothing. Maybe 2 days.
It just went from like, I just left my dad. Whoa. Rest of the movie's on me now.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes left in the movie, they showed the dad finally. I'm like, you just cut his whole. That's why I think they did reshooting, bro, because they just cut his whole. I think he had more stuff. Yeah. I don't know, but I just wanted to throw that out before we.
Yeah. Basically, the movie starts off like, they're on the island, which is somewhere in Scotland, I believe. Yeah, somewhere in Scotland. And that island is a village, like, where there's civilization. There's not much, they're lacking resources. So the whole point of going to the mainland where the zombies are, or the affected are, you go to the mainland to get resources. And obviously the dad, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and the son, Spike, I was about to say Spike Lee, the son, Spike, they go to the mainland. Mind you, he's 12. The only person
Tell
that
how
has...
you get to the mainland first.
Yeah,
Huh?
Oh, so you go to the mainland. Basically, there's like a little path.
They built a bridge.
It's not a bridge.
They built a bridge it's like a brick. A bridge. What does a bridge do? It keeps you away from.
Yeah, it's like
so
a path.
A little path / bridge that at a certain point of the day the tide is low. You can walk across the bridge, but when the tide gets up, then you're done.
You're done. You just have to swim if you can swim that far. But yeah, so that's what happens. So of course, and then you have the mom who we don't know what's happening to her at this time period. Basically, she's sick. She's not well up here, and so she come to understand like, oh, why are you sending him to mainland? He's only 12, and we're like, yeah, why are you sending a child to the mainland with zombies? He don't know what, like you could.
The mainland is where they go to get the resources, and it's one of those like, oh, he's becoming a man. Let's give him his first kill of a zombie. Basically, but usually they do that at like 14, 15. They were doing that at 12. So his dad was like, he's a man now.
Yeah, and so that relationship with them, it was very well. Like as they were approaching the mainland, the shoots, the audio, explaining everything. His dad was explaining everything, and also like the moments where he had like killed the zombies or whatever, like just being that father in the role, like you got this,
and explaining different types of zombies. Exactly. There were different types. There were crawlers. They remind me of Left 4 Dead. If you play Left 4 Dead, you know what I'm talking about. There were alpha zombies. There were big. They look like the boomer bios from Left 4 Dead. If you know, you know. But they were like the little zombies that crawl were fat. They were just fat. And then you had the alpha thing swinging. They're naked, swinging about.
If you've seen Attack,
swinging about, bro. That's how it was like.
If you've seen Attack on Titan, I feel like it resembled that basically.
If you like seeing naked people, watch the movie. But yeah, they had that, and they had the regular zombies. But yeah.
And then of course they got the resources. They saw the alpha zombie, and then they ran back. That scene when they were running back to the village through the little shore, and the alpha was behind them, like running towards them. That was so intense.
That was like, man. If you watch NFL, that was like That's like a regular civilian like us running away from Ray Lewis. Like, bro, that man was like.
Man,
he was about to crush them. He was gaining on them so bad.
Yeah, he got them so fast.
Open the gates.
And they didn't let him. Which I understand. They didn't let them in.
Because they don't know
if they got bit or what. Yep. They were like, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson was like, look at his eyes. Because, of course, you would know if they're affected with the eyes. But still, they didn't know because over the years, they mutated and they started to become smart or whatever. You got alphas for crying out loud. But yeah, so they got in. Time goes away. They have a party for a little boy or whatever. He's a man now. And so the dad cheats on his wife. He was drunk. You still cheat. Yeah, he still cheat. And so son is mad. He's like, oh, why would you do this?
The son saw him cheat.
Yeah, the son saw him cheat. And of course, he got mad at the dad and X, Y, and Z. And so he left with the mom.
No, he said, you gotta explain it better.
What do you mean?
The reason why the son took the mom is because
he
figured the dad wanted her to die anyway, so he could stay, so the dad could stay with the woman he cheated with. Mm-hmm. So he was like, he don't care about us anyway, and he was like, and my mom's sick, so you know what? I'm gonna take her into the mainlands to see if we can find a doctor.
Which there was word around the streets, basically, like, yeah, there's a doctor on the mainland.
Crazy old man.
But people didn't, they was like, oh, he's weird, he's crazy, we don't trust him. Like, no. And then the son was like, well, this is a doctor. Like, this is the only doctor we have, like, in this vicinity. Like, we need to go to him. We need to, so he can help my mom. So they go to mainland, which is crazy. A 12-year-old boy, it's his second time being on the mainland with zombies. He still don't know what he's doing. He don't even know how to take care of himself.
He still never had an actual kill.
He never had an actual kill. He's taking his mom with him, who is sick. She doesn't even know mentally.
She got, like, Alzheimer's or something.
Which you think is Alzheimer's, but eventually we'll understand what happened. But
it was cancer.
It was basically cancer.
Just say it.
And so it's just intense, like, bro, like, what is about to go down?
Yeah,
like,
the rest of the movie is him trying to find out where the doctor was.
And
but
so
when they found the doctor, bro.
And then there was a scene where there was a pregnant zombie, and the pregnant zombie gave birth. And the most interesting part of the scene, which was interesting to me, how about you, the mom, mind you, she's not well up here. She, like, basically helps her deliver the baby. And the zombie mom and the human mom, they're like holding hands, like she's helping her in labor, like this, like it's like, oh, it's humanity, oh my gosh, like it's cool, whatever. And then the baby comes out. The baby looks clean. The baby doesn't look infected at all. Like it's a perfectly human baby, and we're like, oh shoot, what does this mean? And then immediately the mama zombie starts spazzing, and then she dies. And
no, what?
Yeah, that's what happened. She switched. Like
immediately the guy came in and was gonna kill the mom regardless because it was infected.
She died.
She got killed by the guy with the gun.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the alpha. Yeah, my bad.
What are you talking about? The mom was not. She just was like she was already a zombie. So she was like,
she got killed.
And then the guy was like, wait, and just said, and just killed her. Yeah, no, you forgot the movie.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so that happened, and then the alpha came in, going stupid, and
he saw that his wife got killed, which was the pregnant jump.
Yeah.
Well, probably wasn't his wife. Probably would have won his horse.
But no, that scene where the dude with the soldier, I forgot his name, where he backed up the alpha, Eric. He basically took him and took out his head with the skull. Took out the skull and his spine. He did it out.
He did it Predator style.
He took it like Predator style. He took it out, but the shot of like when he had the head, like they moved the camera, like that was done very well. Yeah, that was tough. It was like, oh,
that's when the jumbo shrimp was out, bro. It was too crazy, bro. I was like, what the freak? Why did they keep showing him?
I don't know why they kept showing that.
He can't put like a little thing over him, or just don't show that. Like,
oh man,
it was
but yeah, that
penile fest.
That happened. So then we got a baby, a newborn baby that's, I guess, human. Again, they never explained that. The baby just looks clean. And then we got the 12-year-old son, and we have the mom that's holding the baby. Then we go to the doctor. The doctor finds them, and then we learn, like, oh shoot,
he diagnosed her with cancer.
Yeah, he missed some stuff. Yeah, he did. He did diagnose her with cancer, but like,
you don't have to explain.
Basically, the doctor he didn't find like a cure, but he found a way to be temporarily immune, for like a better term. Where he puts iodine like all over his body, so they don't I guess attack him. But he also like injects, like shoots the zombies with like morphine to like temporarily calm them down. So that works for now. Then we go to the place where the doctor is, and it's the most creepiest thing ever. It's just bones and skulls everywhere.
Which is in the title screen.
It's in the title screen, which it seemed like how he explains it. He is weird, but he's not
crazy.
He's not crazy. He just has a weird way of doing things.
He just seems like a person that's been around for 28 years with zombies.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be normal.
Yeah, you're not. So like basically all the bones and skeletons were like of, people that died. But his theory was like, oh well, they're all equal, zombie, whatever, that just makes it. He basically made a memorial, which is very weird, but that's his style. And of course, he diagnosed the mom you might have out of breath. Cancer.
You good?
Yeah, but yeah, he diagnosed the mom with cancer, which we think like maybe it was a brain tumor, and then it just spread to her whole body. So she died, of course, which is pretty sad. And of course, the son, mind you, he's 12, and this has happened for the past 28 years. So he doesn't know anything outside of village life. He doesn't even know what a mailman is. He doesn't know what an iPhone is. He doesn't know anything. Like, which honestly, as a kid, is a kind of cool thing because you don't know technology. But anyways, but yeah, and he says like, yeah, your mom has cancer. He doesn't know what cancer is. He doesn't know anything, which makes sense. And so he's crying. He's losing himself. Like, mind you, all this stuff just happened to him within 2 days. So he's mentally just sad. And then his mom died. Well, the doctor basically the doctor took the mom out of her misery, basically. Yeah. And so
being nice about it, just say it.
This is where it could have been more dramatic to me.
Or it could have not been dramatic and just could have been more action, but yeah.
I mean, I'm like, you can do drama.
They drawed out that whole
thing. I'll be honest, they did draw it out a little bit, but it wasn't fully like you can have that scene, but I felt like basically where he had
it didn't lead to nothing.
Basically where he held the skull of his mother, I feel like that could have been like, okay, pick it up. But also, if you're going to do that scene, make it more dramatic. like I said, you're holding your mother's skull, and you're just like, you're just sad. I'll be bawling. But you never know
how that. You don't know how people react.
I know. No, so I mean, I know. Like, yeah, people react in a way.
He's still in a village where there are zombies everywhere. But
no, because before that he was over here.
He was crying because he was with her. He was hugging her.
Yeah, okay.
Once she's gone,
you're holding the skull of your mom.
He didn't know how to react. Everything's happening so fast. I guess. You don't know how people gonna react.
I just felt like that could have been a little bit more dramatized. But yeah, and then he put the skull on top of the little skull Christmas tree, for lack of a better term. And then after that, the movie just goes left. The movie just ends where he takes the baby back to the village, but he himself does not stay in the village. He takes the baby back to the village. He goes back to the mainland willfully and is like, yeah, I'm gonna just live out here. Excuse me, that was my stomach. But yeah, he just goes to the mainland, this is my life now. What?
You were just learning timetables.
You just learned how to shoot an arrow too. You don't even know how to take care of yourself. Like, no.
You stuck a knife at your dad. Dad just took the knife out your hand.
You never even had a full direct kill.
You've never even had your balls drop yet. You're 12.
Like, no, it don't work like that. And if anything, why didn't he just stay with the doctor at least? But no, the doctor
told him it's time for him to go. That's why.
Oh, well, yeah. But yeah, like, he's like, yeah, this is my life now. Bruh, no.
Let's just talk about that last scene, bro. That last scene was probably the most ridiculous scene.
Off. I was so confused, but I was so mad.
Like, that last scene was the most ridiculous scene I probably ever seen in a movie, bro. That jump went from, like, serious, dramatic to, like, Power Rangers, for real. No, you gonna see memes on Twitter and all that.
Man.
Y'all gotta go see this jump, though, bro. It's literally hilarious. Like, it's just random at the last scene.
I literally was like, is this real? Like, is this...
The guy from Sinners, the white guy. Wait.
The guy from... Yeah, Sinners.
I got good ears.
But yeah. Let's wrap it up. But yeah, like, the guy from Sinners, he's in there for 5 minutes. Man. Oh, we didn't talk about the very beginning. The very beginning, before, like, the village and everything, it was a scene where there was like a bunch of kids in a room, and then there's commotion going on in the background. Basically, there was an alarm going off, like the zombies are coming, and da-da-da. And the family's like, oh my gosh, like, stay in here, don't move, and da-da-da. And the kids are in the living room, they're just watching TV. Like, they know what's happening in the back, which is traumatic.
They don't know what's happening.
Well, they don't know, but they know something wrong is going on in the back, and they're watching TV. They're watching Teletubbies. They're trying to stay calm, and then a zombie comes in, and he just kills all of them, which is sad.
And a zombie comes in, breaks through the door, and the brother was already standing right there. The brother went like that.
Oh, yeah, brother was
the zombie ran past him and killed all the girls. He was like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, and he left. And then the son goes to his dad, who is a preacher, and the dude, he thinks it's Judgment Day. Yeah, he thinks it's Judgment Day. He gives him a cross, and then he runs away. Which we think, oh shoot, this is the beginning of 28 weeks later. Because if you remember, 28 weeks later, the little boy, XYZ.
Well, you thought that. I didn't think that.
I thought that.
I didn't.
I did. I thought that because
I didn't look like the boy, and he didn't have the same clothes on.
He didn't. But I just thought that. But then that happened, and then that basically the same little boy grew up to be Jack O'Connell, and the dude is in a whole sweatsuit, Power Rangers look sweatsuit with the upside down cross, with a tiara on his head, which I don't know.
Mind you, he's clean.
He's clean.
In the wilderness where there's no showers, no nothing, he's clean.
And he has other people with him look like the other backup Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And then they doing upside down
flips. They were doing
parkour on zombies and stuff, and they go to him and they're like, yeah, what's up? And that was the end. That was the end. Like,
as bad as we explained it, is as bad as the movie was.
Man, trust me. I have never.
Y'all probably like, what are they talking about? Because we don't know how to explain nothing.
I've never.
But that was a bad movie. That was a bad ending. Yeah. But I still would say go see it.
Go see it. No, definitely go see it. Definitely go see it. You will not be disappointed at least the first hour of the movie.
You won't be disappointed. You're just not gonna be disappointed at the beginning.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The first hour, you're not gonna be disappointed. After that, you will be. I'm sorry, you will be. But go check it out. That's our review on 28 Years Later.
We had a date.